Everyone, welcome to the show. So you guys are going to be so shocked to hear this, but it appears that one of Donald Trump's coup clowns lied to investigators. I know what you're all thinking, but Gina, they're such upstanding, ethical people. How can this be? I know. So here's the deal. Attorney Kenneth Chesebro is now accused of lying to investigators about having a Twitter account. The reason this is such a big deal is because his tweets, which they just discovered, contradict a lot of his statements that he made to Michigan investigators. So he lied about even having the account, and then he lied about his level of involvement, it seems, in Trump's attempted coup. Now, evidently, Chesebro was posting under a profile with the name of Badger Pundit. And according to CNN, he used that account to promote a, quote, far more aggressive election subversion strategy than he later let on in his Michigan interview. So, for example, when Chesebro, however the hell you say it, Chesebro, when he spoke with investigators about the fake elector scheme in Michigan, Chesebro said that he advised Trump's team that, quote, state legislatures have no power to override the courts. So he's saying, look, I told them the truth. I told them this was a bridge too far. The state legislatures cannot do this. They cannot override the court. Blah, blah, blah. I'm a good guy. I tried to give Trump, legitimate legal advice, sane legal advice. Well, what they found is that on November 7th of 2020, Chesebro posted on this Badger Pundit Twitter account, quote, you don't get the big picture. Trump doesn't have to get courts to declare him the winner of the vote. He just needs to convince Republican legislatures that the election was systematically rigged. But it's impossible to run it again, so they should appoint electors instead. So he's saying the complete opposite. No, we don't need the courts to declare him the winner. We just have to make the state legislatures think that he is the victim of election fraud. And then, whoops, it's too late to run a second election. So we'll just have to have these state legislatures make the decision on this and decide who they're going to make the president. Also, Chesebro told investigators he saw, quote, no scenario in which Vice President Mike Pence could count any vote for any state because there hadn't been a court or legislature in any state backing any of the alternate electors. But his Badger Pundit account tweeted out over 50 times that the vice president did have the power to count Trump's alternate electors. Totally talking out of both sides of his mouth. In addition, Chesebro feigned ignorance about Trump's plan to have the vice president count his fake elector documents regardless of what went on with the courts. Chesebro told investigators he was, quote, misled. He said, oh no, it was my understanding that those Trump elector certificates were only being signed just as a backup, just in case Trump won one of his election fraud lawsuits. Then we had the document signed by the date that's required in our Constitution. And so then they could be submitted. But that was the only reason for them. However, on his Badger Pundit account, Chesebro tweeted out an article by The Atlantic, which cited a Trump legal advisor laying out his entire unconstitutional plan. So Chesebro knew that that was Trump's plan all along, was to force his certificates in there, to get them in there in front of the vice president and force the issue and overturn the will of the voters. And Chesebro is not denying that this is his account. His attorney admits, yes, this Badger Pundit account belongs to Chesebro, but they're trying to spin this whole thing. They're saying that this was Chesebro's, quote, random stream of consciousness. And then Chesebro's attorney told CNN, quote, when he was doing volunteer work for the campaign, he was very specific and hunkered down into being the lawyer that he is, and gave specific kinds of legal advice based on things that he thought were legitimate legal challenges, versus Badger Pundit, who is the other guy over there, just being a goof. Yeah, so basically, you're saying he has multiple personalities. he is not responsible for what the goof in him says. I mean, we're just going to put him under the stairs with a purple crayon. And he can just, try to figure out what purple tastes like. Anyway, so Chesebro or Chesebro, whatever the hell his name is, he is stone cold busted. He's busted about lying to Michigan investigators, and this now opens him up to more charges, not just in that state, but also on a federal level. Because remember, Jack Smith, the special counsel, named Chesebro as an unindicted co-conspirator of Donald Trump. And there is still speculation that he is going to bring charges at some point against all of these other people, against all of these unindicted co-conspirators. So there's that trouble. There's Michigan who could press charges. And in the Georgia RICO case, remember there, he took a plea deal, he took a cooperation deal, and he sat for several proffer sessions with them, with the district attorney's team. So it's possible his entire Georgia plea deal could get blown up over this. Because when you sit for a proffer session, the rules of the road are you tell us the truth. That is the whole point of a proffer session. You give us the 100% unvarnished truth. You tell us everything that everyone else did, and you tell us everything that you did. Regardless of whether it's illegal or not, we promise we will not, typically they will promise, we will not pursue any charges against you as long as you tell us the 100% truth. So if he lied to them as well, they could tear that whole thing up. And Fani Willis gave him just the best plea deal ever. I mean, no prison time. But if he lied to the Michigan investigators, then he most likely, lied to Georgia prosecutors as well. So we'll see what happens. I will keep you posted on this. Thank you all so much for watching and listening. Please like, please share, and subscribe if you have not. If you can donate, really helps to keep the show going. Love you all. Take care. Talk with you soon.